everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be roasting bookshelves or bookcases or libraries, that kind of thing that I found on the interweb. All of these I found on Pinterest. If you like my shirts, can you see I've arranged blatantly some shirts in the background as well? I'm launching my own apparel company. Apparel. That word feels very strange. Apparel. Feels like it shouldn't exist. It's made up. Well, all words are made up, aren't they? Anyway, sidetrack. I made this and you'll be able to buy it. Can you believe my first sponsored video? I'm not getting paid for this because it's my own company. I'm sponsoring myself because you've got to make your own chances in life. You can't sit around waiting for other people to give you a chance. You've got to give yourself a chance, which is why I started this business. Anyway, you can find all about it down below. You didn't come here for me to plug my own business though. You came here for me to demolish some people's opinions. I don't know who these things belong to. It's not like other people who I've seen do this where they ask their subscribers to submit things in, because I didn't think anyone would, TBH, so that's why I've just found them on the internet. Let's get started with the first one. I think this is a bookshop in Seoul. Is that how you pronounce it in Korea? Seoul? It kind of looks a bit upside down on the top left. What's going on the top left? I don't understand. My brain cannot compute. So I think for a bookshop, it makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. I like it. It's cool, you know, the architecture's very fancy, very funky, but it gives me this sense of there are so many books in the world that I'm never going to be able to read. I wasn't meaning for everybody to have a heckin' existential crisis who's watching this, but that's kind of how I feel looking at this. It's like in your life you'll never be able to read all these things, and that's how I feel looking at this. I mean, yeah, it's beautiful. Is it Labyrinth as well, where towards the end, I can't remember the name of the main character, but there's loads of stairs when she gets into the house that David Bowie lives in. I really can't remember the plot, but you know, the stairs are like upside down and all weird things. That's what this kind of reminds me of. It's so strange, but would I have it in my house if I had a house big enough? I would probably say no. Next up, we've got something white. It's very white. Touches of gold. This gives me regal. This gives me expensive. This gives me probably, this person doesn't actually read anything but has books anyway. The little ladder, is it necessary? No. I think you still won't be able to reach those heckin' top shelves with that heckin' ladder. You need something a bit bigger than that, unless you're a giant. Tell me if this is sacrilegious, but if it was me, I would just walk along that little boundary thing you can see above the first two bookshelves at the bottom. Like, what's the point in the ladder? But I do think the ladder is quite cute, and it's royal. This is what this reminds me of, royal. A nice palace, not English, maybe somewhere European. I don't heckin' know anything about heckin' history. Would I have this in my house? If it called for it, then yeah, maybe. I quite like this. I just think, who actually owns books that look like this? You know, they look old, which is fine if you're into that kind of thing, but I'm more into my new releases, and there's no way my books would look like that. Overall, ergonomically, I'd say not the best, but in terms of the way it looks with the gold, it's looking pretty mint to me. I love touches of gold. When I have my first house, it's going to be touches of gold everywhere. I love touches of gold. Just little hints, little hints. Okay, so something more achievable next. Something that quite possibly anyone could have in their house if they had a house like this. Which I feel like is a common house, perhaps. A common room. It might not even be a house. It might be a flat or an apartment. Nobody cares. I like this, but I feel like it's unfinished. Like, why does it just go above the door and then it doesn't finish on the left? It makes me feel uncomfortable. But the biggest uncomfortable thing about this, I would be absolutely terrified to walk into this room, because what if a book falls on your head? I mean, there's not much really saving you if something just decides to flip off the top. If you're like me, I wave my arms around a lot. I don't just walk around my house like that. But I am someone who is quite compulsive and will just fling their limbs around for no particular reason, and that may cause me a head injury. So I like it. Is it safe? I don't know. But it's, you know, it's practical. It's just you might sustain brain damage from it. Okay, next up. So I think loads of people are going to love this. I think if my partner was here, he's away at the moment, and I showed him this, he'd be like, I want to live there. Yes, please, thank you very much. My opinions. This house looks beautiful. The bookshelves, I'm not convinced. They're not the main thing in this picture, are they? And I want my books to be the main thing in a room. So for example, you can't see because I've put my t-shirts on there, but my books in this room are quite a prominent feature. When you walk into this room, it's not the prominent feature. You've got these really cute little cushions on top of the shelves, so you can read a book and look at the sea. But when you walk into this room, it's sea. Look at that heckin' view. It is obviously beautiful. I don't think I would have my books in this room. Unless you're on an island here and the sea is all around you, there has to be a spot where the outside isn't as beautiful or as breathtaking, and that's where I'd have my bookshelves, and I'd have them higher as well. But you know, it's cute. It's cute. I like it, but would I have it for myself? No. Next up is this white thing scenario. I really like white. My bookshelves are white. This whole room's white. Not for my choosing, because I rent this place. What the hell is this? What is this? What is this thing we're witnessing? Manga, okay, whatever. Put what you want on your bookshelves. This has been designed so those things are going to be hidden. You push them out and you push them in. You push them in so you don't know that they're there. What's the point? What's the point in that? Look how much money this person must have spent on all those heckin' mangas. And you just want to hide them? Why don't you want to put them on show? These are things that you obviously enjoy, and you just want to hide them away? No. No. It might be a space-saving solution. It might be that they can't fit like 3 individual bookshelves in their room. In that case, yeah, I would do that. But I feel like the space this is taken up already is quite a lot. So, and also they've got empty shelves in there, so I feel like they could just have 2 bookshelves and have them on show. Why would you do that? Why would you want to hide away your books? Leave a comment down below. Why you would do this? It makes me feel sad. Oh, look how dark we've gotten. This weather recently, I don't know what the heck's going on. The next one, again, we've got a white theme going on. This gives off to me, I'm a rich person who doesn't have much, oh dear. I'm a rich person who doesn't have much personality and who doesn't actually read but likes books and having books on show. That's what I feel when I look at this. It's bland, it's boring, but I do like built-in bookshelves and I do like the lighting situation. But everything else is just kind of dull and soulless. But I could imagine if I had this room, I would maybe paint it like brown or something, or just paint the bookshelves brown, and then have actual books that I read on the bookshelves. Get rid of that heckin' boring white sofa that looks really uncomfortable as well. And you could make this homely, but to me this doesn't look homely at all. This doesn't say to me, I'm a reader, I'm an avid reader. Well, your books don't need to say you're an avid reader, but if you've got books on show like this, you can't even see the spines. Can you? No, they're all facing the wrong way, which I think in some circumstances works really well when you're a reader and you read the books that you have. But for this person, I feel like they don't. And they've just done it for the picture, they've just done it for Pinterest, and I'm just not interested. Okay, the next one, we've gone for a darker wood, which I think is my preference actually, if I were to get bookshelves, my own bookshelves, and design them. And then we've got this white thing going on in the middle, but the main thing is this heckin' structure. What is going on? What is this thing in the middle, this diagonal situation? This makes me feel a bit ill. It makes my brain hurt. I look at this and think, oh, it's wrong, and I can't quite pinpoint why, but it's just this isn't something I should be looking at. It's just peculiar and weird, and I don't like it, and it feels like it's hurting the book's soul to live like this on the wonk. That's what it is. It's wonky and I don't like it. It's a hard no for me. Okay, so this one, where is the bookshelf? Am I cheating in this video? Where is the bookshelf? This looks nice, I admit it. This is how I used to stack my books when I was just starting to read properly, and I didn't have any bookcases or bookshelves. Now I look at this and I think, oh, it's hurting them, it's hurting them. Just think of those poor books right at the bottom of these piles who are getting squished. Their poor spines. Their spines are never going to recover from this. They'll go to a chiropractor and they'll say, there's nothing we can do for you. I respect my books more than just stacking them up like this. But if it's your thing, it's your thing, you know. Do what you want. I mean, why listen to me? This isn't this is how you make your bookshelves good. This is how I like my stuff. And for me, this is just a bit uncomfortable. And I don't know how I feel about it, actually. I want to know what's through that door. It looks pretty. That door is 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 door. This next one, let's have a look at this. This gives me grandparents' house vibes, in that they read loads of books, but they don't really like books as a thing aesthetically, and they don't really care how they're presented. For BookTube, I think we care a lot about how we present our books, but we're only a minority of avid book readers. There are plenty of other people who don't care what their bookshelves look like, who don't do bookshelf reorganisations. They just plonk it on, they're done with it, that's it. This is how I feel about this. I feel like this person loves to read, but they don't care what it looks like on a shelf. Because why would you have your bookshelves in a hallway? For me, okay, maybe you have the front door here and every time you walk into your house or apartment you see your books, but I want them, again, like I said, I want them on show. I want to look at my bookshelves. I want to sit down and read and look at my shelves. There's no way you can sit down anywhere here and look at them. I do like the two shelf situation and the length of it, but I feel like you need a chair or something there to appreciate it, because you're only going to appreciate it for a few minutes, a few seconds a day, and it's a wasted opportunity, I think. But I do like it. I just wish that you could see it more. I wish that maybe they knocked down a wall, knock down that heckin' wall you don't need, so you can look at your shelves, and then I would think, yeah, that's cool. I don't really like these heckin' painting things they've got up. It's a bit boring, but you know, each to their own. Do what you want. Okay, next up, what the hell is this? Can you even call this a bookshelf? I mean, it looks fake. Is it real? I don't know. How do I feel about it? Okay, first of all, the armchair looks extraordinarily uncomfortable. Like, what the heck? Who thought, oh yeah, a square would be comfortable to sit in? Or what shape's that? Rectangle? I don't heckin' know. I haven't been to school in years. I don't know how I feel about it. It's not the concept of putting books into a chair that I don't like. It's just the execution for me. It's a bit too rigid for my liking. A bit too, here are the edges, do you know what I mean? There's no soft edges, there's no curves in this. I think if you had more of a curvy chair, then I would like it more. But for me, I just look at this and think that's going to be so painful to sit in. All my height, well, not all of it, most of my height is in my torso and my head. So a lot of the time people were taller than me, and then we sit down next to each other and then I'm taller than them. How does that work? Well, I know how it works, is because my legs are shorter. So something like this will be so uncomfortable for me to sit on. And also I'm quite, for a girl, quite wide. Like my shoulders are quite wide and my hips are quite wide. And where are my arms going to go? I'm just looking at it as a chair instead of a bookshelf. But idea, yes, I think very good. Execution and ergonomics, not so good. This, again, kind of similar to that white one we had earlier. This makes me think it's a bit soulless, and it feels like someone's gone to a designer and said, design me a front room, and this is what they've come up with. It just doesn't feel homely to me. But I do really like the bookcase itself. Again, the room and the bookcase I really like. It's just the way that it's been presented. I feel like not much love has gone into it. This doesn't feel like a very lived in place. And the ladder. What the heck's going on with that ladder? It's so out of place. Like, why would you just leave it like that? Why wouldn't you paint it the dark blue that's going on? Or something completely different, like red. Make it pop. But why is it just that colour? The natural wood. If you're going to have a natural wood ladder, I feel you need a darker wood for this. Why do I have so many heckin' opinions? But also I don't really like this blue. It's not really my kind of thing for a front room. I think it would work nicely in a bathroom. Again, you've got the hints of gold, so maybe a bathroom with dark blue tiles and gold would work better. But for me, I don't like this colour scheme. It doesn't feel loved. It doesn't feel like people actually spend time in this room. It feels like it's just been made for like Instagram, for Tumblr, for Pinterest. There's no soul in this for me. I wasn't meaning to do a heckin' analysis of the room. It's supposed to be bookshelves. But this is the next one. Now this, I can get behind this. Look at that colour. That is fantastic. Beautiful. Oh, I absolutely love that colour. And it's kind of similar to the previous one we saw, but this feels like it has more soul. It has more love put into it. Somebody, you can tell this person actually reads books who lives here. It's not just showcase books. You can buy books on Etsy just for their aesthetic value because they all match and not for their actual content. And I feel like that's what some of these pictures have been. But this, they're all different books. It looks like this person actually has read them. There's stacks of books to the right at the bottom here. This person enjoys reading, and I think that shows with these cases. I really like them. Again, they're sort of a built-in kind of thing. And also, what is this to the forefront of the picture on the right? I don't know what that is, but that's beautiful. And the armchair. I'm not too sure about these curtains from the tops of the windows, but I love the netting curtains as well. Gives me cottagecore vibes, but in a kind of townhouse setting. I like this. I like it a lot. So that's the end of the video. I think it was kind of tame, actually. I didn't roast. I didn't do that much roasting. It's probably because I don't know how to cook. I can put ingredients together, but whether it's edible or not is a different question. Thank you so much for watching. Maybe send me your bookshelves if you want on Instagram, and I'll do another one of these if you want me to. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye!